And a new topic now. In the past few years, wildfires have destroyed hundreds of homes here in eastern Washington and burned hundreds of thousands of acres. We see the devastation, but when it comes to getting federal help, that response has often been slow or in some cases completely denied. So would you support Congress responding to these fires in the same way that it does other natural disasters like hurricanes? Mr. Baumgartner, you have 1:30.
Well, the first thing that Congress needs to do is to claw back some of its regulatory authority from the executive branch and make sure that it's Congress passing laws about what can happen for forest health and not just the executive branch. We do have a really increased fuel load in our Washington State Northwest forests, and we have many folks eager to go to work to harvest that timber, thin out those forests, and reduce the fire danger. So I would prefer to have less fires and work on that issue in addition to working to the response, but I cannot urge enough how important it is to work on those forest health programs. Vaughan Brothers Mill up in the Colville area has had a tremendous program working with the environmental community and the tribes to be able to put the lawsuits aside and have access to those forests to bring down the fire danger. Nobody likes all this smoke in the summer. We all have kids, we have old people, we have folks that suffer from asthma, and it's really ruining our late summers around here to have this much smoke. Now, I have an uncle that was a smoke jumper, another uncle that was in the Forest Service, and I worked 2 summers in the Forest Service, so have been around this issue quite a bit. And when it comes to emergency response, yeah, absolutely. It shouldn't be a bunch of bureaucratic red tape to get a tanker deployed to help drop fire retardant or to get firefighters brought on scene. Absolutely. It's every bit as critical as a hurricane or any other natural disaster, and we'll certainly work hard to make sure that all resources are brought to bear.
Thank you. And Ms. Conroy, you have 1:30.
Well, of course, the Congress is the first among 3 equal branches of government, and the executive branch can't undertake work that the Congress has not authorized and applied money to in order to solve the problem. So if FEMA's not granted the authority to deal with wildfires the way it's granted the authority to deal with hurricanes and floods, then of course FEMA can't take action. So yes, I absolutely would amend FEMA's authorizing authority so that they too could address wildfires as quickly as possible. And then, of course, the Forest Service works in, sort of year-round when there's not a disaster to maintain the forests and try to ensure that those fires don't break out. And certainly, again, referencing back to the question about our indigenous tribes, learning from that ages-old knowledge and incorporating that with modern methods as well as ancient wisdom could be a great way for us to do a better job of managing our forests and dealing with wildfires.
Thank you. And as a follow-up, many experts say that climate change is increasing the intensity as well as the frequency of some natural disasters. Do you agree? And what do you think the federal government's role should be in mitigating climate change? Mr. Baumgartner, you have 1 minute.
Well, we certainly need to have an all-above energy policy, and that includes here in the Northwest our hydroelectric dams, which are carbon-free and provide clean, renewable energy, reliable energy, and provide a vital method of transport for all the wheat that leaves our region and goes to the Pacific Rim. There's a lot of folks that eat our soft white wheat in the form of noodles in the Philippines and Japan, and it relies on those dams to get there. So what the federal government needs to do is continue to maintain those dams. They're not coming out if Congressman Baumgartner is elected, and we'll do everything we can do to invest in those dams. We can actually run more energy through those dams, and we certainly need it. So all of the energy above policy can also include modular nuclear. So every Navy ship has a small nuclear reactor on it, and there's a lot of technology coming out of Hanford and even parts that touch this district that we can support through Congress that can help that energy portfolio as well, too.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Conroy, you also have 1 minute.
Thank you. Well, one thing I would do for sure, should I be elected to represent Eastern Washington in Congress, is make sure that the MAGA movement keeps its hands off of the programs that we have in order to keep us aware of climate change, to be able to adapt to it and move forward. Project 2025 would eliminate NOAA altogether, and that's what tells all of us, mariners as well as farmers, what sort of weather is coming our way so that we can prepare for it. Project 2025 would also strip any climate references out of the USDA's funding and take it out of the Farm Bill so that there would be no more climate adaptation research to help farmers figure out how to continue to grow and sustain family farms in light of the change that's coming. And of course, we would have to be sure to do proper research and invest in the Snake River dams and the whole Columbia and Snake River ecosystem to make sure that it is forward focused and can adapt with changes that are coming our way.